Introduction to radians. Throughout your school life, you've only ever used one way of measuring angles, and that is degrees. But other things like length, weight, volume, you've looked at more than one way of measuring it. So more than one measurement system. And there is more than one measurement system for measuring angles, and that is radians. And as it says here, so far we only measure angles in degrees. However, we can also measure angles in radians, which is 1c, sometimes written also as 1 rad. But we want to define what is 1 rad. So 1 radian is defined by the angle at the centre of an arc, where the arc length is the same as the radius. So in our diagram here, this sector, we've got our arc length, which is this bit here, r, and that is exactly the same as the radius from the centre of the circle. Now, it looks like this is approximately around about 60 degrees. But let's see if we can find out what 1 radian is in terms of degrees. Now, this arc length represents part of the circumference of the entire circle. And we know to find the circumference of a circle is calculated by doing the radius times by pi times by 2, because usually the circumference of a circle is equal to pi times diameter, but we're given the radius, so we need to double that first. And our sector, which we've got here, we're actually just looking at a fraction of the circle. And what we're going to do, just so we can discover what 1 radian is, we're going to change the 1 rad here to theta. So if we wanted to find out what distance the arc length is, we'd have to take the fraction at 360, so theta over 360, and times it by our 2 pi r, and that would tell us our value for the arc length. But we're actually told what it is in this question. We're told that the arc length is equal to the radius. So this here is equal to the radius. Now you should be able to spot that on both sides of this equal sign we have the r, so we can cancel that from both sides. And we want to rearrange this now to find out what theta is equal to. So if we just sort what I've just done out, we're left with this. Theta over 360 times 2 pi is equal to 1. Next, if we multiply both sides by 360, we're going to have theta is equal to 360, and you're going to divide by the 2 pi. So the theta, or 1 radian, is equal to 360 divided by 2 pi, which is approximately 57.3 degrees. Hence, 1 radian is equal to 57.3 degrees. Or in a full circle, full 360 degrees, we say that 2 pi, which is the radians, is equal to 360 degrees. So there is 2 pi and in time 360 degrees. So we're talking about 180, obviously that is equal to pi radians. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to use this new measurement system to find an equation for calculating arc length, for calculating the area of a sector, and for calculating the area of a segment. We are also going to be using radians when we do problems to do with trigonometry, and we'll have to tackle questions depending on what we're given, if we're given the angles in radians or in degrees. On a later video we're going to look at how to convert between radians and degrees, but this video is just to show you how what 1 radian is equal to, and to tell you how many radians there are in a complete 360 degree circle.